basically in today's class, we will try to complete the past papers of coordinate geometry. I'm starting with 2011. So this is the first part. So let's study about this thing and we'll try to just figure it out what is happening in this particular part. Okay, so right now we have the examiner is asking that the main information is basically already given to you guys. And that information is the line L1 passes through the point A and B 10, 9. So this is the line. I'm just drawing the line randomly. So this is the line and we have the 2 points right now. So this one is A and this one is point B. This one is point B. I'm writing the coordinates also, which will help you. So 2, 5 and this is going to be 10, 9. So these are the two coordinates which are already given to you. So many of you guys have, I think, have already done it correctly, but majority of you were having confusion. So we'll get at this thing. So now there is this other line which is parallel to that particular line. So the parallel lines means basically two of the gradient of these two lines are going to be equal. So now I'll try to like draw this line, and then moving forward, the line L2 is parallel to L1. They are stating, and the next thing is can passes through the origin. So whenever they're talking about the origin, so that means origin means that they are talking about a point which is 0, 0. So I'll be marking over here. This is origin O, and this is the coordinates are going to be 0, 0. Moving forward, the point C lies on L2 such that AC is perpendicular to L2. Now this particular point C is lying on L2. This is L2. This one was L1, and this line is basically L2. Now point C is lying on L2. इस तरह से lie कर रही है कि if you draw the line of AC, so these two lines when are connected together, making an angle of 90 degrees. So this is my point C, and the coordinates are, I think, not given. The coordinates of C are not given right now. So that's how you're going to do it. Now they're asking for the 5 marks that please figure out the coordinates of C. So moving forward, first I'll try to figure out what is happening in this particular part, right? So because I want to figure out the coordinates of this particular part, now I need to figure out these two coordinates right now. I need this particular coordinate. So please remember one thing clearly in this particular part. So basically, now if I'm going to highlight these two lines, so this is the line of AC and this is the line of L2. So basically, I am asking you, KR, what is the point of intersection of this perpendicular line in this L2? अगर आप इन दोनों का point of intersection निकालोगे, so that means you can easily figure out the coordinate of C. So that is the main working. Now moving forward towards the next thing, the first thing which we are going to do right now is going to take out the gradient of this particular line. हम AB का gradient निकालेंगे. पहले तो हमें ये करना है, सही है? So we'll try to figure out the gradient of AB. We know the coordinates. So I'll be using the formula which is y2 minus y1 and upon x2 minus x1. And because AB I'm writing, so y2 is going to be 9. Y2 is going to be 9 and y1 is going to be 5. Then I have x2 which is going to be 10 and this is going to be 2. So finally ये हो जाएगा आपके पास 9 minus 5 ये हो जाएगा 4 over 8 और आपके पास इस लाइन का ग्रेडियंट आ गया 1/2. So this is the gradient 1/2. Obviously अगर इस वाली लाइन का ग्रेडियंट 1/2 आ रहा है, so because this line is also parallel, so इस वाली लाइन का भी ग्रेडियंट 1/2 आएगा. ठीक है? Now if I want to figure out the equation of L2, if I want to figure out the equation of L2, so I need to understand the basic thing. I know the value of the gradient, right? So I have this value of gradient right now, which is m is equals to 1/2. I have the coordinates of origin also, which are 0, 0. I have this equation y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. I'm going to put down the values. So आपने लिखा y minus 0 is equals to 1/2. X minus 0, this will become y is equals to 1/2x. So this is the equation of the line. ये आपके पास equation आ गई. जरा इसको और sort करते हैं proper तरीके से. I'll be shifting 2 on the other side, so it is going to be 2y is equals to x. So that's how I'm going to make this equation. ये हमारे पास आ गई L2 की equation. So I have done the working for L2 also. Moving forward towards the next part. Now I need to figure out यार what is the equation of this line, the perpendicular line. इसकी equation हमारे पास क्या है, तो इसकी वर्किंग हम लोग करते हैं. सही है? Now I'll be figuring out the equation of line AC. Now if I want to figure out the equation of line AC, so what I need to do is कि हमारे पास m1 की value is already given. So m1 is the gradient of this line which is AB, उसका 1/2 है. So m2 is going to be 1/2 का reciprocal is going to be 2 with a negative sign. So the gradient of m2 is going to be -2. So the gradient of this particular line is now going to be -2. That's we know because ये perpendicular है. We'll apply the case of perpendicular. हम वो already study करके आ चुके हैं. If you guys are having any sort of confusion, please do let me know. Is it clear, everyone? So I got the gradient which is -2. Now I have the coordinate of this line. इस line का coordinate हमारे पास a है. So I'll be taking a as my coordinate. So 2,5. So now I'll be writing the equation y minus y1 is equals to mx minus x1. Y1 is going to be 5 and m is -2. So I have x minus 2. I will solve it completely. So this will become minus 2x positive 4, y equals to minus 2x positive 4 and positive 5. So this is going to be minus 2x plus 9. This is my equation of the line, right? So I'm done with this part also. So I have got two of the equation now because we are talking about the intersection of these two equations. तो दोनों को simultaneously solve करा सकते हो. So you have this equation number 1. This is your equation number 1 and this is your equation number 2 right now. So this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. दोनों को आपने simultaneously solve कराना है. So I am solving it simultaneously with blue color right now ताकि आप differentiate कर सको what is happening right now. So I have already made x as a subject in this particular equation. मैं यहाँ पे यही वाली चीज को पूरा के पूरा ये वाली चीज को I am writing this equation y equals to -2x plus 9 and I am going to substitute the value of x as -2 है. So positive 2y ये हमने substitute करा plus हो गया y is equals this will become 4y plus 9 and y plus 4y is equals to 9. This is going to be 5y is equals to 9 and the value of y is equals to 9 divided by 5 and that value is going to be right now if I'm going to figure out the value. So 9 divided by 5 is basically going to be 1.8. So the value of y is basically 1.8. So once I got the value of y, now I'll try to figure out the value of x also. So x की value कैसा आएगी because I know 2y is equals to x. Putting that value in this particular part, so the value of x is going to be 3.6. So if they're asking for the coordinates, so आपको coordinates लिख के बताने, so you'll write 3.6 comma 1.8. These are the coordinates of point C. That's how you're going to figure it out, the coordinates, right? So you are done with the first part. You have got 5 marks after solving simultaneous equations. So देखो simultaneous is basically related to that particular part, right? Okay, now moving forward towards this part, so you need to figure out the distance of AC. Now the distance of AC is very simple. You guys already understood the distance formula. I'll be solving this part with a different color ताकि थोड़ा सा वो हमारे पास चीज़ों के बारे में हमें आइडिया हो and solution भी आपको इंशाल्लाह ताला इसके मिल जाएंगे. Now moving forward towards this particular part, I might not be solving it completely, but I'll try. So basically what is happening, I'll be using the distance formula. You guys already know x2 minus x1 का whole square plus y2 minus y1 का whole square. This is the formula for distance. The coordinates of A are already given to you guys, which are 2,5. The coordinates of C are 3.6, comma 1.8. These are the coordinates. This is your x1, this is your y1, this is your x2, and this is your y2. You have to just simply put these values in the formula. And then after putting the formula, so this is going to be, I'm just going through it. So x2, this is 3.6 minus 2 whole square plus y2 is 1.8 minus 5 whole square. And that is going to be 3.6 minus 2, that is going to be 1.6 whole square and that is going to be negative 3.2 whole square. Now if you completely solve it by using your calculator, otherwise देखो 3.2 ये लिखा हुआ था और ये कभी भी एक बात याद रखना, ये A levels के अंदर you are not supposed to do this mistake please, क्योंकि A levels के अंदर maturity का level बहुत अलग होता है. तो 3.2 का ये square है बेटा, this negative is going to be positive. So final distance answer जो आपके पास यहाँ पे आ रहा होगा that is going to be 3.58. ये आपके पास distance की value आएगी, right? So you got the coordinates of C. Now you can apply the distance formula. So it was again a very simple part, but again simple part is तरह से हुआ because you have drawn the figure, you have drawn the actual figure from which you understand now what is happening in the actual part. Okay, so moving forward towards this part, the next one, which is 2011, this part. So this is October, November 2011. Lego, by looking at this particular part, you are just having a confusion because the figure is too complicated right now. But after reading the whole information, you need to understand the basic concept. Now we'll try to figure out, we'll try to break it down into some small parts, then we'll finish it. So the first information which is given is the diagram shows a quadrilateral ABC in which point A and point B The point C is 9, 4. The diagonals AC and BD intersects at M. Angle BMA is 90. BM is equals to MD, the coordinates of M and D. You need to figure out the coordinates of M and D. So that's how you are going to complete this particular part right now. So you have to do the working for the coordinates of M and D. So the first thing which is happening right now is I'm going to just label these two information. So they're saying the diagonals AC and BD. The diagonal AC, where is AC? AC is this one, and BD are going to intersect at this particular point. So basically, M is the point of intersection of these two lines. I'll be highlighting these two lines also. So this is the first line, and this is the second line. So when these two lines intersect, they're meeting at M. So basically you need to figure out the point of intersection of these two lines. So we'll do the working for this complete part. So the first thing which I'm supposed to do is need to figure out the gradient of AC. Now for AC, if I want to figure out the gradient of AC, so I'll again using the formula of gradient, which is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So the value of y2, because this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2, this is going to be 4 minus minus 1, and we have x2 as 9, 9 minus 1. So that is going to be now 4 plus 1, 9 plus 1, and that is going to be 5 upon 10, and this gradient is going to be 1 over 2. So this is my gradient right now. Now I have got the gradient, so I'll be using the coordinates of A right now to get my equation. So the coordinates of A they were already given to me -1, comma -1. So I'll be writing y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. So we have y minus 1, we have m as 1 upon 2, we have x, we have minus 1. So this is going to be y plus 1, this is going to be 1 upon 2, this is going to be x plus 1. I'll be shifting 2 on the other side. So when you shift 2 on the other side, 2y bracket y plus 1, this will become x plus y. 2y plus 2 is equals to x plus y. Then after simplification, you can get your answer as 2y is equals to x plus 1 minus 2. That will become 2y is equals to x minus 1. So this is your equation of the first line. So that's how you got the equation of the first line, right? So we are done with this part also. So this is the part, right? Is there any confusion up till now? So you got the first equation. Is there any confusion, guys? Is it clear? Can we move forward now? Very nice. So moving forward towards the next part, now what is happening in the next part is, okay, we need to figure out the other equation of this particular line. So because we are talking about this line, I already know that this gradient, this line, the gradient of this particular line is basically 1 upon 2. So now if I'm going to figure out the gradient of this line BD, because these two lines are perpendicular, they are making an angle of 90 degree. So the gradient of this line is going to be, this is M2, this was M1, so this is going to be -2. How do I know? Because we have already studied whenever these two lines are perpendicular to each other, the relationship between the gradient is, if this is 1 upon 2, just do the reciprocal of 1 upon 2, which is going to be 2 right now, and just multiply it with a negative sign. So I know the gradient, I know the coordinates 3, 6, and I'll be moving towards the working for this thing. So I'll be doing this thing with another color. So you can simplify. So I have the coordinates of B, which are 3, 6. I have the gradient as -2. So I'll use y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. So this is going to be y minus 6, -2 x minus 3. So I'll multiply -2x. This will become positive 6. So finally, this is going to be y equals to -2x and plus 6 plus 6, y equals to -2x and plus 12. So this is my equation number 2 right now. So I have got my these two equations. Now if I solve this simultaneously, so I'll be getting the coordinates of m, because दोनों का coordinates जो दोनों lines intersect कर रही हैं, both of the lines are intersecting at this point. This line and this line are intersecting at this particular point, which is known as m. So I know the equation of these two lines. So I'll be solving it now simultaneously. So both of them. So basically I have this equation number 1, which I'm writing right now with the blue color. So this was 2y is equals to x minus 1. So I'm substituting the value of y in this particular part, and I'm substituting this value minus 2x plus 12. So I'll be writing minus 2x, instead of writing y, writing equation number 2, minus 2x plus 12. This is going to be x minus 1. This will become -4x. This will become 24 is equals to x minus 1. Then I'll be shifting minus 4x minus x. minus 1 minus 24, that is going to be negative 5x, negative 25, negative negative cancelled, x is equal to 25 divided by 5. The value of x is going to be 5. So once you got the value of x, now you can use equation number 2 also. So y is equals to negative 2x plus 12. Just put down the value of x. So I'll be putting down the value as 5. So now this is going to be negative 10 plus 12, and the value of y is going to be 2. So now I got the coordinates of m, and the coordinates of m are going to be 5 comma 2. So guys, I guess this was the very easy part, because the point of intersection we know okay, that is basically m. So we got the coordinates, and that's a very good part. We have already done it. So we got with m part also. So moving forward towards the next part, I'm creating a space for the d part also. You need to understand by looking at the diagram right now. Okay, so now doing for the working for D, now I need to understand one common concept right now. So in this particular part, the main information which they were highlighting right now was basically that BM is equals to MD. So whenever they are saying okay, the distance of this particular part, BM is equals to MD, that means M is basically the midpoint of these 2 points, right? M is the midpoint of what? Midpoint of B and D. So currently, I don't know the coordinates. So I'll suggest that the coordinates of D are x and y. So the coordinates of B, which I already know, the coordinates of B are 3 comma 6. The coordinates of D, which are x comma y. So I have these two coordinates right now. I'll be applying the formula of midpoint. Now the formula for the midpoint is basically x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and we have y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is the formula. So because guys midpoint हमें already given है, right? We understand that the value of m, basically the coordinates of m, because the midpoint we already know, which is 5 comma 2. So ये midpoint है, so I'll be writing, instead of midpoint I'll be writing the coordinates of m, because this is the midpoint. This is my x1, this is my y1, this is my x2, this is my y2. I'll be putting down the values. I have already solved this example many times, practice karate हुए. So this is 3 plus x divided by 2. This is going to be 6 plus y divided by 2. Now you guys understand that if I want to get the value, if I want to get the value of this complete part, so that is basically equals to 5. If 5 के equal होता है, तो आप इसको solve करो. 5 is equals to 3 plus x divided by 2. 2 वहाँ पे जाके multiply हुआ. 5 multiply by 2. 3 plus x, so you're getting 10. 3 plus x, and the value of x is going to be 10 minus 3. This is going to be 7. So you got the first value, and this is x. Now moving forward towards the next part, again you know okay, if you're going to solve this complete part, that is going to be equal to that one. So 2 is equals to 6 plus y divided by 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 6 plus y, that is going to be 4. And 4 minus 6 is equals to y, so the value of y is negative 2. So right now you got the coordinates of D, and the coordinates of D are currently, when you got the coordinates of D, that are basically going to be right now, and these coordinates are basically 7 comma negative 2. These are the two coordinates which you got, right? So if you're having any sort of confusion, please do let me know. I am waiting for you guys. So if there is any sort of confusion, please do let me know. Okay, so basically, moving forward towards the next part. Now, what is happening in this complete part is, currently we have figured out the value of D right now. So we know the coordinates of M and D right now. So we got the answers. So we have done it correctly. So moving forward, they are asking for the ratio of AM and MC. So now AM and MC, so there are multiple methods to take out the ratio of AM and MC, but there is one single approach, which is a kind of an O levels approach, which we have already done it. I'm going to use that kind of approach in this particular part. And it is a very easy approach. You guys have already taken it out. So I'm going to break it down into the formula of position vector. So let's say I'm going to figure out the value of AM. So the formula for AM is going to be OM minus OA. So this was a formula which we have already studied in your O levels, right? This is the formula from vectors. ये हम already पढ़ चुके हैं. So OM means I'm talking about the coordinates of M, the coordinates of m, which I already know right now. I'm writing down the coordinates of m, which are 5 comma 2. So I'll write 5 and 2 over here, and the coordinates of a, which I already know, are going to be minus 1 minus 1. So I'll solve these two things together. I'll get the value of am, and this is going to be 5 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and the value of am is going to be 6 and 3. So that's how I got the value of am. Moving forward, because I want the value of MC. So now for MC, what will I do? Again, I'll do the same thing. MC is equals to OC minus OM. So the coordinates of C are basically 9 and 4. OM are 5 and 2. I'll be getting answer 9 minus 5, 4 minus 2, and this is going to be the final answer is going to be 4 and 2. So this is the coordinates MC, right? Now I'm solving these complete parts on the extreme right hand side by purple color. So you need to understand this thing. So currently they are asking for the ratio of AM ratio MC. So I'll be writing the value of AM, which is 6.3, and I'll be writing the value of MC, which is going to be 4.2. So let's say if I'm going to take out the common, right? अगर मैं यहाँ पे common लूँ, so the common is basically 3, and this is going to be 2, 1. And the common in this particular part is basically 2, and again I'm going to get 2 and 1. So obviously this thing is cancelled. So the ratio of AM ratio MC is going to be 3:2. So this is going to be a simple answer. So that was a very simple approach related to your O level vectors. I've connected it and it's a very easy thing. So I guess you don't have any confusion moving forward.